All right, y'all. Y'all come on in. I got a few minutes left. Say hello when you get here. Got a few minutes left. Got a few minutes left. Say hello to me when you arrive. Good morning, Treese Holloway. Good morning. Everybody thought I would go be here today. Yeah, I'm here. Good morning. It was a long day, you guys. I do apologize. I have several meetings back to back today, and I was debating did I have the opportunity to get online, but I said I cannot miss. I cannot miss today. Uh, so I'm not going to. Hallelujah. All right. Somebody write, I won. I won. Yes, one of them days already. I won. I won. I won. Ariel, I miss you and Kevin and the kids. I miss you and Kevin and the kids. I got to hurry up and make it big so I can buy a Bentley. Send this Lexus down there with y'all so you can get to church every week. I miss y'all. Miss seeing them boys. That think they better than me in basketball. I don't know what's wrong with the two of them, but they gonna get it. I won. I won. I won. I won. I won. Y'all. Mother Smith just got on. Everybody act right. I won. Lorenzo, one of my favorite adjutants. Good morning, man. I won. I think I saw my mother on here. See Renee Brown. I see Latrice Holloway, Mother Smith. They coming in. All right, I'm going to do this in 7 minutes. 7 minutes flat. I want to talk today about a phrase or something that I believe is going to be a blessing not only to you, uh, but I think it's going to be a blessing for you. Today, the word is humility, but the way I'm going to teach on it is I'm going to give you 7 principles, 7 keys of humility, 7 principles of humility. And since this is an official prayer day, I got to remind y'all that Youth Month starts on Sunday. We will be having the 11th communion of the year. I'll be preaching. The youth will be in charge, yada, 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 and lottie-dottie and everybody. Okay, I said it. Let's move on. All right, here we go. 7 keys to humility. I was getting off the plane one day in Richmond, Virginia. And in Richmond, when I was getting off the plane, there was a young man and a young lady who knew me. They saw me, and I guess apparently our single had just started really hitting in Richmond. So the radio station was playing it a whole lot. I got off the plane. I'm walking through. These 2 young people are church young people. You could tell look like they were Kojic Pentecostal of some sort. I believe they go to Bishop S.Y. Younger Church, as a matter of fact, if I'm telling the story correctly. And they saw me and they were listening to gospel music. And I guess they were on break. And I'm walking through the plane and airport. And y'all know me. I like walking through the airport incognito, something covering my hair, some dark glasses, whatever have you. I just do that because the Lord has blessed me to where there's not too many states that I can go to and somebody somewhere don't know who I am. It's the weirdest thing ever, but it's nothing to brag about because it actually drives the spirit of humility into you in a deeper way, because the stuff you would do and say, you possibly cannot do and say because you never know who knows you, right? And so that's one of the plights of my life. I shared that with you because the two young people knew who I was. The young man immediately said, "It's that time." And I looked up and I smiled at him. He smiled at me. And I said, "What's up, man?" And we started talking. And while we're talking about everything, he was talking about how his choir just started singing the song. Church choir just started singing the song. And he said, he said, "I knew who you were." He's like, "I didn't care what you had on your head. I knew exactly who you were." And he was talking about the song and how much he loved it. And in that instance, the Lord said, "Take money out your pocket, pay for his lunch, pay for the young lady's lunch." And so I went in my pocket, I took the money out to pay for his lunch and pay for the young lady's lunch. I gave them the money. They stopped, they looked at me mid-sentence just staring, and they began to tell me how many recording artists or pastors have come to Richmond, and they just started to try to have conversation with them because they church people, and they kept either walking or said, "God bless you," in a very demure type of way. And they just was so outdone by the fact that I'm standing there talking to them. I ain't got nowhere to be. My Airbnb is already set. Once I get into the Uber, I'm going to Airbnb. School don't start till the next day, right? So I'm gonna be nice to you. And so, long story short, I go to get some coffee, and before I could pay for the coffee, I look up and the young lady behind the counter said, "You ain't got to pay for this." Why? Because one of the young people that I was talking to happened to be the manager of the coffee shop. Wow. I'm walking in humility. They mentioned that they knew me. I'm just happy to know them and that they know us and know our music. And so it's good to have a conversation, buy their lunch, and end up getting my coffee for free. And just it was just a wonderful exchange. Now, that could have blew my head up, but First Peter 5:6 says, "Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, that He may exalt you in due season." Humility isn't thinking less of yourself. And you don't have to let people treat you less than who you are. And you have a responsibility to tell people when you feel, I want you to hear this, when you feel like they're treating you less than who you are. And they have a responsibility to respond to you and tell you that it's either not their intent or either not their plan. Either way, right? So once you tell them, if they don't acknowledge it, they're telling you through not acknowledging it, that is exactly what they're doing. But you have to make sure that people don't treat you less than who you are. It's kneeling without losing confidence, serving without seeking the spotlight. In God's economy, the way up is always the way down. But it's not a way down with your foot over me. It's a way down where, you know what, I'm submitted to you in this particular instance because I honor you. But when you dishonor me, I'm going to let you know, even in an honorable way. Jesus wore a towel before he wore a crown. Now, that's stupid. That's very stupid. That's asinine. I will never say that again, right? But I said it on purpose for a reason. I hear preachers saying that. That is the dumbest thing ever. Jesus wore a towel before he wore a crown. First of all, it's the most eisegetical statement I've ever heard in my life. Dumb preachers have told people, in order to make them act humble, that Jesus wore a towel before he wore a crown. That's not true. Jesus was the King of Kings before he came to earth. He was the Lord of Lords before he came to earth. And the crown that he wore on earth was a crown of mockery. It was not a crown of honor as a king. It was a crown of thorns. It was actually a helmet that was created to be placed on his head like this hat to cause him to go into instant shock and anxiety because they wanted him, Lord Jesus, glory to God. They wanted him to die. The devil wanted him to die before he can be finished with his work on Calvary. See, so don't think that Jesus humbled himself by coming here. But yet, even here, he humbled himself based on his assignment. There were situations where Jesus told people, look, I ain't going. Now, we don't talk about that. Church doesn't talk about that because it doesn't fit the construct of our Judeo-Christianity from a Western civilization. It does not fit the construct of Christians who have dealt with slavery. So we don't talk about the fact there were areas in life Jesus told people to get off. And it didn't stop his humility. When you humble yourself, you invite heaven to handle your elevation. Here it is. I'm going to give you seven keys to humility. These things have been a blessing to me. The number one is recognize your limitation. The number one limitation you should have, foolishness. Everybody write that down. I have a limitation to foolishness. I am not going to translate, transcribe, ascribe, or be a part of anything that looks, sounds, feels remotely like something foolish. So I recognize my limitations. Acknowledge that I don't know everything and that others have some strengths, experiences, and wisdom that I can learn from. But I'm not going to learn from your wisdom if that means you treat me like I'm a dummy. I have a limitation to foolishness. You will not treat me like a dummy in order for me to learn from you. Even though there's a saying that you can learn a lot from a dummy, right? But that ain't what we're talking about right now. True confidence allows room for you to walk in imperfections. It allows room for you not to know what you don't know, but it also praises when you do know what you do know. Oh, y'all ain't gonna help me today. So number one, I recognize my limitations. Number two, seek feedback and listen. Be open to correction. Genuinely listen to others, especially when you disagree with them, and especially when they disagree with you. Listening more builds empathy and perspective. I'm gonna listen to you. Now watch this. But when I listen, I'm going to tell you when I don't ascribe to your ethos. It is my responsibility if we're in conversation to let you know I hear you, but I don't ascribe to what you're saying. And there's a way to do that. Oh, Lord, this is good today. There's a way to tell somebody, I hear you, but I don't necessarily ascribe to it. Now, I'm going to be open to what you said because if you're older than me, there might be something that you know I don't know. But if you're talking directly about me and I know in conversation you don't know me, I'm going to immediately strike it. Because your intent is not to get to know me. Your intent is to assume what you think you know. Miss me with that. I'm open to listen, but you ain't going to read me the wrong way. Number three, practice gratitude. Mother Smith said, I do this all the time. I tell everybody, thank you. Somebody said, I'm going to stab you in the back. Thank you. I appreciate you. I have learned to do that because, watch this, saints, I have had to learn to do that because thank you makes room for more. And it sets your enemies off kilter. They expect you to curse. They expect you to act a fool. They expect you to be upset. They expect you to be angry. They expect you to go nuts. They expect you to fly off the handle. And telling them thank you, a way of showing them they can't be whatever you were trying to do. It ain't gonna work. Thank you. Oh, thank you. That's your opinion. Thank you so much for your opinion. Oh, that's the way you feel? Oh, thank you. Oh, You believe that. You really believe it. Wow. That's the construct of your ethos. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And sometimes, watch this, sometimes practice gratitude without a response. Thank you, and leave it there. Because now they're so thrown off, they really don't know what dynamic you coming from. Thank you. Thank you. And leave it there. Recognize, oh God, much of what you have, opportunity, talents, and help from others isn't solely about you. Gratitude keeps pride in check and it nurtures appreciation. Serve others quietly. Don't tell people when you bless people. I have a meeting today in a couple of hours that contains some people in the meeting that another meeting was had on them a few years ago. And had I not been in the room, they probably wouldn't be in the seat they're in right now. That part. But I'm not going in the meeting that I'm about to have and say, guess what? Do you remember when? That's not what I'm going in there to do. I'm going in there and smile, knowing I know something that everybody in the room don't know. That makes people the scariest when you smile because you know what you know and you're not going to release it into the hands of people that don't necessarily mean you any good. Doing good to others without seeking recognition invites the blessing of the Lord. Acts of service done in private invites the blessing of the Lord. It strengthens your humility and focuses your attention away from your ego. I could tell you. I could show you. I could show you better than I can tell you. Oh, no, no, no. Don't let it fool you. I'm saved. And we could go there and you'll feel this small. However, I prefer you over me. Thank you. That's humility. Admit when you're wrong. Here it is. Watch this. Let me give y'all a phrase. I'm going to help you. AHOP, I thank y'all for listening today. I'm almost done. There's sometimes when you need to sit at a table with people and say this: I was wrong about you. Oh man, I'm teaching y'all some stuff today. Humility. I was wrong about you. What does that mean? You're right. You're wrong. No, 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 no. I was wrong about you. And just leave it there. I was wrong about you. Wow. I'm going to admit it. I'm going to own my mistakes without excuses. It builds your integrity. It deepens your relationships, by showing honesty and accountability. You're here because I invited you. I was wrong about you. Yeah, I was wrong about you. Here's number 6. Value others equally. Value others equally. Watch this. Treat everybody with respect, regardless of their status, their wealth, or their background. Humility sees inherent worth in everybody. If you're seated at a table with people who cannot see the worth in you unless it's connected to them, those are not the right people to be around. Because here's the truth of the matter, and I'm going to say this, and I got to say this. I don't know how else this, oh my God. I'm about to get in trouble. Oh yeah, well here's the truth. If you're not wiping me and washing me, there's a part of me that don't need you. Yay! If you're not wiping me and washing me, there's a part of me that, if you didn't wake me up this morning, there's a part of me that don't need you. If you didn't give me breath, there's a part of me that don't need you. Y'all, people get married, they get involved, get love. Oh, I love him. Oh, I can't do life without you. Oh, I can't live without you. Oh, I just can't. Oh, my heart is bleeding. I'm on a bended knees. Stop lying. There's a part of you that don't even need the person that you are connected to. You get me? There's a part of you. Listen, there's always going to be a part of you that won't need a person because that part of you needs God. 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 I'm going to say that again. That part of you needs God. I'm going to say that one more time. That part of you needs God. That part of you needs God. Yay! Here's number 7. Keep learning. Approach life as a student. A humble mind is a curious mind and always open to growth, understanding that learning never ends. Understanding that learning never ends. Wow. This is deep. And this is the essence of humility. I'm going to go back through them and I'm done. Number 1, recognize your limitations. Number 2, see feedback and listen. Number 3, practice gratitude. Number 4, serve others quietly. Number 5, admit when you're wrong. Number 6, value others equally. Number 7, keep learning. Because learning never ends. As long as you're breathing, there's something about you you're going to learn, and there's something about people you're going to learn. I'm done for the day. I'm done for the day. I'm done for the day. God has a way of making things a way where the enemy has nothing he can say. I love you all. I pray today was a blessing to you. Maybe you're that person that's going to sow that $92 seed today. I don't know. Maybe you're watching and you're that person. You're going to sow that $92 seed because we are in 92 days of miracles. Maybe you're that person. 6 p.m. tonight, there will be prayer and Bible class. Maybe you're that person that humility works for you. Maybe you're that person that your humility, while standing in your integrity, is going to work for you. Maybe you're that person. I don't know. Only you know. All right. Love you all. 6 o'clock.